I am Rishi Lokhande. I am in 5th grade. I'm 11 years old and I am here for Dharmavi contest, level 3. Since I'm going to level 3, it's an exploring project and it can be done with any place Swamiji visited, any associated place like an Vedanta society, or it can be like a place of spirituality but not a typical temple. So then we figured out that Arsha is a place for teaching of Vedanta and Sanskrit, and so that's why we came here, and we also had the family camp, so that's why. So may I please know your name?
Swamini
Swamini
Swatmavidyananda. Swaatmavidyananda. It's a long name. That is one word. Okay?
Yeah. Now I'm just trying to ask you, like, not too many but a few questions.
Ask.
I kept wide, like a lot. I kept 19, but I'll ask you just a few.
That's okay. You can
They
ask.
are,
You can ask all 19. No
okay,
problem.
I'll start with the first one.
Okay.
I'll go in chronological order.
Okay.
So my first question is, what did you do before Arsha? Like before you came to this ashram?
Yes, but you see, the thing is, after you take on these clothes and you become a Swami, you are not allowed to talk about the past.
Oh.
So, I'm sorry, but but I can tell you this, just like everybody has a job, it's not a big deal. Everybody goes to school, while most people go to college. So I did all those things. But then, when the questions become more than the answers, then you seek a teacher to find out what it is. So that is what I also did. So
that's what you wanted to become?
Yes. So, mine is a very ordinary story, nothing extraordinary.
I'm not sure. Okay, now second question. Okay, I'll ask you, why do you like Arsha?
Oh, you see, because we have such a rare place where knowledge is prioritized.
Prioritized?
Yeah, knowledge is prioritized. In the temple, you go for worship, but here you come to understand what is the meaning of that worship. Because you keep on worshipping, you don't know what you're saying. You keep saying the same mantras every day. What they mean, you understand here. So your connection to Bhagavan, to God, is deeper, more profound, and it comes alive because you know what you're doing.
You can ask next question, Rishi.
Yeah.
And we have the recording, so you can copy.
You don't need to write, you can just write keywords.
Okay. What is spirituality to you?
Spirituality means the ability to see something extraordinary in the ordinary. If you look out of a window, any window, you may see some trees, you may see some birds, you may see some people. It's the ordinary way to look at something.
But you think of them as an extraordinary form?
So when you look at them as an incarnation of God, that all this here that is there is a manifestation of God, that is spirituality. Spirituality or spiritual growth is also being able to accept what is, because you see, in our life there are so many things we do not like, and we can't always like what we do, like homework, So we can't always do what we like. So we have to like all that comes to us. That is spirituality. To grow in acceptance and in compassion, to accept yourself, to accept the whole world as nothing but Bhagavan, that is spirituality.
This is regarding what you do at the Gurukulam. What is your daily routine at the ashram?
I don't have duties.
You just do whatever like.
That is the fun part of being a Swami. A Swami is a duty-less being. You give up the duties. And if there is a duty, I would say it is to teach. And so whenever people want some knowledge or some classes, I will teach. I travel. And sometimes, like now, I give interviews.
You don't have to write this, you can see.
I know,
Okay, that's fine.
No problem.
Okay, write it.
Yeah.
what is how do you promote Hinduism?
Well, I give talks. That is one way.
Give talks on Hinduism?
Yeah, I give talks on Hinduism. And that is one way. That is the most obvious way. But there is another less obvious way, which I am sure you also do. Like when you are walking in the world, and then people say, what is it that makes you so special? How come you are not reacting? How come you are able to respond rather than react? There is a difference. Respond means you think about it and calmly say something. React means you have a knee-jerk reaction. And so here, even without saying anything, you promote the best parts of Hinduism by being who you are. Yeah.
Okay. Based on like current or like past thoughts on Hinduism, where do you think Hinduism will be in about 10 years?
I don't know, but I hope it will be in a much better place than it is now. I hope that people will no longer be afraid or hesitant to call themselves Hindus. Number one. Number two, I hope that in our own country we don't have to feel bad even though we are the majority, we feel oppressed. This is a very funny thing. Usually minorities feel oppressed, but this is one case where the majority feels oppressed. And I hope that we can continue to hold our heads high and not feel apologetic for who we are. And I hope that also that, religious tolerance no longer means for us tolerating abuse that is directed towards us. And I hope that the other mainstream traditions and religions learn the value that we have of mutual respect, respecting all other religions, and that is something they take from us. And their pressures to convert or to destroy us because we don't believe the same thing, I hope that we are able to influence, just like Gandhiji did in a very non-violent way. We are able to influence them and their beliefs. That is what I hope. Finally, I hope they will leave us alone to enjoy ourselves and enjoy them also. Barabar, ne?
Yeah.
What are the special functions do you hold at the Gurukulam, like special talks or?
Yeah, so this is a very special talk. Yeah, this is one example of an extremely special talk, because you are a serious young man and you have serious questions, and I am very happy to talk to you. So yeah, this is a very special time, very special talk. I'm happy about that. So like that, and last week we had a special puja where the Jupiter changes houses,
Oh, so Jupiter.
astrologically. So you astrologically Jupiter changes houses once a year. You may ask what is the big deal, but it is a big deal because it affects the people on the level of the horoscope. And so therefore it's a very wonderful thing to pray to Bhagavan in the form of Guru Jupiter, so that all the obstacles are taken care of. And therefore we had a very special puja, and I did not talk that day because there was a much older and a senior Swamiji there. So he talked, he gave a beautiful talk. So sometimes we have a New Year function, we talk on that day. So like that, whatever it is to help people, to inspire them a little bit if we can. People come to the Gurukulam to hear something pleasant. This is the only reason to come. Otherwise, why will anyone come? If they are hearing the same depressing things that they hear in Sansar, why will they come here? So here what it happens is that they get a slightly different way of looking at things, which is the whole point of Gurukulam.
Do you remember which house it entered, which horoscope?
Yeah, it entered the house, it entered the astrological sign of Gemini.
Gemini.
Yeah, Gemini, and Jupiter is now in Gemini. And that means a few things for the world, because certain things, Gemini is a sign where very quick things happen quickly, because it is the sign of twins also. And so certain things may unfold very quickly on the world level. And then on the level of the individual horoscope, how it will affect, it changes from person to person, because we have to see where your moon sign is, and then you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4 where it is. And if the Jupiter is in the second house from the moon, or the 5th house, or the 7th house, or the 11th house, it is considered very auspicious. But that's only a small fraction of the people, For the rest of the people, it might be in the 8th house or the 12th house or something like that. And so we have to be prayerful. And even the people for whom it is very auspicious for this year, they also have to be prayerful, because otherwise the ego comes in the way and you think you are in charge. So what Jupiter is doing, you think you are doing. So you are taking Bhagavan's portfolio to yourself, and that's the cause of great sorrow.
Yeah. Gemini is like the 8th sign, right?
Yes. No. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, 3rd sign. Third sign.
Okay.
Yeah. You are Gemini?
No, I'm Pisces.
Pisces, yeah.
I think my sister is something. I'm sure. What is unique about this? Is it because it's not just like a regular temple?
Yeah, it's not a regular temple, like we spoke before. In a regular temple, you just come, you bring some articles of worship or offering. On special day, you may give dakshina, you may give some cloths to Bhagavan, something. And then you ask the pujari, the priest, to say, please do puja in my name, let me be okay, let my loved ones be okay. And you ask for things, and you worship, and then you go home. That is all the interaction there. And of course the temples are beautiful, and most of the temples have good food, so you enjoy the food, you enjoy the people, and then you go home. Here you come to not to ask for things, but to ask, why am I asking for so many things? That is why you come here. You say, how come I have this huge list of desires? So the temple you go to keep asking for things. Here you come to ask the final question, how come I am asking for so many things? What is wrong with me? Am I okay even if I don't ask for these things? Am I okay? In sleep, do you ask for anything? No. How can you ask? You are asleep, right? Yeah, but when you sleep, you are not asking for anything. How can you ask? You are asleep. But you are okay. In fact, you are so okay, you don't even want to get up. So many times you have to be woken up. School is there. Get up, get up. Correct? So that means in sleep, if I'm a non-wanting, non-asking person, then how come I'm an asking person and a needing person and a wanting person in the waking time? So therefore I have to understand that maybe I'm not a wanting person. Maybe I'm happy and contented, and I have to discover that. That is what makes this place unique.
Just I want a confirmation. I did a little bit at home.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm if does the name mean from the knowledge of the rishis, or does it
Yeah,
mean
from that which has come from the Rishis, Arsha. Rishehe idam Arsha. And Vidya is that knowledge which has come from the sages, from the Rishis, after whom you have been named.
what made you become a Swamini?
She asked you some question.
I said the same
Yes,
Rishis
yes,
after
yes.
whom you have been named. That same Rishis. What made me become a Swami was just I started to quest the search by seeing that I had more questions than answers in my life. I was asking the question, why am I asking so much? What do I want out of this life? Why am I here? What is my purpose? So when everybody has these questions, but when these questions persistently are not answered, then you know that you need to do something about it, number one. Number two, the second thing is very interesting, because you try to answer these questions and you try to satisfy yourself through trying to, get a better job, get a better life, get more educated, try to make more money. But when none of these work, you know that this is not the correct way. It's like sitting in the plane, wanting to go to San Francisco but ending up in New York each time. And then you say, how come I'm in New York? Well, you took the wrong flight. How come I took the wrong flight? Because you were not thinking. Because somehow the means and the ends were not matching. And when you understand that the means and the ends, what you're seeking and what you're doing, are not matching together, that means you have to change the course of the seeking itself. You have to change the plane. You have to go to a different, airport or whatever it is you have to do. And that's what I had to do.
Because
None of the other things were working. Yeah.
And now you've adjusted to the life of a Swami.
Oh yes, it required no adjustment. It was wonderful. I felt like I had come home. It's so easy to be a Swami. You don't have to decide what to wear. Every day you wear the same thing, which is nice. Same color. You don't have to think, okay, what will I look good in, or how to wear, what will other people think, nothing. You just wear the same thing. And since you wear the same thing, a lot of time is saved, because you're not worried about how you look, you're not worried about where to go, you're not worried about what to do, you're free.
What's your next question?
Next question.
Personally, what do you think about Hinduism? What is it to you?
It is a vision and a way of life that is conducive to understanding this very sacred vision. The vision is that all that is here is one. So even though there are so many people sitting in the room, and then those are the living beings, and then non-living, you see, there is thermos here and this jug there and glass there and all these things. So many things are there. But actually all this is just one Ishvara, one conscious being, which we call Brahman, Ishvara, and that is the vision. And how to understand this? Because constantly I am confronted with duality, with these many things I have to take care of, and each one talks also and talks back also and fights. And so how to do this? And for that I have to have a way of life which is conducive. Hinduism is the way of life, and it also includes the vision. That's what I said, it's two things. I finished talking about the vision, And in order to attain or understand this vision, we have to have a way of life. And that way of life means reducing our likes and dislikes so that we can see and understand this vision. That is what is called karma yoga. That is the lifestyle. And the vision is called, the vision is called that you are the whole, tattvamasi. Yeah, vision is called you are Ishvara. Aham Brahmasmi, that is the vision. Tattvamasi, that is the vision. Everything is Ishvara. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. That is the vision. And to understand that, we have to have a lifestyle that is committed to the vision. That is what Hinduism means to me.
Who usually comes to the Gurukulam?
Who comes?
Yeah.
A lot of people come. People from all over the country come. People from other countries come. Young people come. Old people come. Everybody comes. So, what do they have in common? They are all seeking something that they cannot get in their lives. So, the common thing among all the people who come, the one common thing is that they are all seekers. And the Sanskrit word is sadhakas. Yeah, seekers. All kinds of sadhaks come.
So they are seekers of knowledge?
Yes, seekers of knowledge come. Because nothing else works, they come. Yeah.
You can ask your HSS question quickly if you want.
Okay. I have a quick question about Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah.
How do, if you know his message of universal peace, how does his message affect you?
He is a very inspiring being, and he has inspired so many people, so many Swamis, so many movements, and so many organizations around the world. That is the vision. And to understand that, we have to have a lifestyle that is committed to the vision. That is what Hinduism means to me.
Who usually comes to the Gurukulam?
Who comes?
Yeah.
A lot of people come. People from all over the country come. People from other countries come. Young people come. Old people come. Everybody comes. So, what do they have in common? They are all seeking something that they cannot get in their lives. So, the common thing among all the people who come, the one common thing is that they are all seekers. And the Sanskrit word is sadhakas. Seekers. All kinds of sadhaks come.
So they are seekers of knowledge?
Yes, seekers of knowledge come. Because nothing else works, they come. Yeah.
You can ask your HSS question quickly if you want.
Okay. I have a quick question about Swami Vivekananda. How do, if you know his message of universal peace, how does his message affect you?
He is a very inspiring being, and he has inspired so many people, so many Swamis, so many movements, and so many organizations around the world. And I have a personal affinity to his message, and what he says is that all that is here is one, and all that is here is love, and what everybody is seeking is peace. And this is our very powerful words. He was a very inspiring person.
I just have one more question.
Yeah, take your time. No hurry.
Do you travel all around the country?
Yes.
Okay. So based on your travels, what do the Hindus you have met in your travels, what do they do in the USA? What do they do to promote Hinduism themselves?
Some of them are very active. They raise funds. They are part of HSS or VHP. and they help, they organize. Yesterday I went to a conference, the second North American Priests Conference. All the temple priests were there. Today also they are meeting. Yesterday I talked at the inaugural function, so I met them. So they are doing wonderful work. And some of them are fundraising for very worthy causes in India. We ourselves, the Gurukulam has a movement, All India Movement for Seva, that's helping the needy children and everything there. So we do that. So people are in the US, the Hindus are really far, far ahead, and they are doing a lot of good work. I'm very happy and inspired by that.
And I also noticed that you have a program called AIM.
Yes, that is All India Movement for Seva.
Okay.
Just talked about that. Yeah, that's what it is. All India Movement for Seva. And so their children, like yourself and your sister, who can't afford to go to school because the school is so far from the house, and in between they have to cross the forest which has wild animals. So what Puja Swamiji is doing, Swami Dayanandji, the head of this place, what he's doing is building Chhatralayas or student homes near the school, where the students stay there during the week and weekend they go home. So like this we are helping educate thousands and thousands of children who otherwise would not even know how a book looks like, what the face of the school looks like. So we have chapters of Aim for Seva all over the country.
Okay. Where do you believe Arsha Vidya it will be in 10 years?
I hope it is on the name of the name Arsha Vidya is on every tongue. I hope it becomes very famous and is known far and wide, and I hope seekers of all kinds come here to learn, to see the truth of themselves, to be happy. I also hope that it continues to support all other Hindu efforts like the ones your organization is doing more and more. That is my hope.
I think that's it.
That was so quick.
What really said?
You are a good interviewer. And now what are you going to do with this?
This I will be
You will write it up?
putting in a poster board for Dharmavi level 3.
I hope you win. Yeah, I want you to win.
And then I will bring the poster there,
Where?
Chicago. I'm taking
So
to Chicago.
When is this?
15th and
15th and 16th of
I
June.
will keep you in my prayers. 15th, 16th, I'll be in Atlanta that weekend, but yeah, I'll pray for you. Yeah, this will be fun. When will you know if you win or not?
Immediately.
Yeah,
16th.
email me.